In this short video, we're going to look at using the rule builder to add some responsive rules to a form that we've built on the Luminos.ai platform. You can see we have a form that we just built open, a simple bias tester, and it has three sections: a model background and context, which has a couple of text response questions, a bias testing section, which includes the bias test element itself, as well as a text response for reflection and a mark for the submitter to say ready for review. And a third section, approval, which contains an attestation element that can only be filled out by a reviewer, not a submitter, and an automatic approved stamp, which is a workflow element that can be activated by a rule. So we're going to add a couple simple rules by going up and clicking on the rule builder icon in our top bar. And the first rule we're going to add is that once the bias tester is run, we can see in our rule builder we have a list of all of the tasks that could potentially have a rule act on them, including whole sections or individual elements. So in this case, we're going to say once the bias tester, so we want to activate the reflection element, which is a question. We're going to assign that to a submitter after the bias tester is run, meaning when the bias test element is filled out. We're going to save that rule, and we're going to add a similar one so that question 2C, the ready for review mark, is also triggered by the bias test. We'll save that one. So now we have two elements that will appear when the bias tester is filled out. And then we're going to see an example of activating an entire section. In this case, the section 3 approval will be applied. We don't get a 2 because the section itself doesn't have a specific audience. But when the ready for review question is filled out or includes the check mark for ready for review, if there are multiple selections, then you can select which one is the trigger, or you can select if it doesn't include a trigger, you can have an inverse rule. And click on that one. So now I have three rules here. And so what you'll see as you scroll down through the form is that each of the elements that has a rule acting on it is flagged with this rule builder element. And here we are here. And so now what's going to happen is, as we turn this into a submission, as the submitters are filling out elements of the form, filling out elements will unlock further elements in a logical flow, and will even unlock elements that are available then to other users. And these will trigger notifications as it goes along so everybody can see what the context is. That's it for simple building of rules.